What's up, YouTube? Aeon Gaming here, and we're gonna do a walkthrough playthrough of Monster Hunter Rise for PC. Um, it's a pretty new game, so um, if you're new to the Monster Hunter franchise, it's pretty similar to a lot of the older ones. So if you decide to play some of the older Monster Hunters, um, it's pretty much what you're gonna see. The graphics will be a little bit different, but we're just gonna run with the standard character. I don't really care too much about it. Alright, yeah, that's okay. We'll just do standard everything. It's my dog's name, Honey. Alright. So this game is a little bit different than the traditional Monster Hunters. This is like one of the first Monster Hunters that are, I think, kind of like based around Asian culture. So it's like uh, samurai type. Um, a lot of the other Monster Hunters are like native or I don't want to say Western culture, but definitely a little bit different. I have played this game though, so I'm not going to spoil anything. I guess per video, but um, I'll probably breeze through most of it. And this is just a walkthrough for anybody watching. And this is the village. That's your starting armor. Monster Hunter Rise. Yeah, so if you're new to the Monster Hunter franchise, basically it can be kind of a weird uh, gaming franchise series. There's like talking cats. Um, this one has dogs. They call them palamutes. Um, talking cats, they're felines. They're pretty common in the older Monster Hunters as well. But the logic and I guess the gameplay, if you will, it's pretty simple. They're just fighting and hunting monsters. Um, you know, a lot of them very unique. Some of them have certain powers or certain strengths and weaknesses. You just try to take advantage of their weaknesses if you can. And this is just giving you a background, the story right here. I'm not gonna lie, I usually just kind of skip the cutscenes like this and intros. They can kind of like run really long. Alright. Alright, so they're trying to prepare us for the rampage, which you'll guys be able to see a lot of that later on in the game. Alright, so basically walk around, just talk to different characters. We'll have different verbiage and dialogues to tell you. This guy's basically your merchant, so you can buy potions, different things. This guy right here is the armor or smithy. This is where you will buy and forge different armors, weapons, and this is the wire dash, so you can spring forward or spring up. And at the bottom, where those two little green bugs are your wire bugs. How many you have, they recharge after a while. So this is the chef, so she'll be able to cook food for you, which will increase your health, stamina, give you different resistances or abilities depending on what you eat. So it's pretty helpful to eat before a quest. And this is the gathering hub. And this is where you would actually go online to play with players online. Otherwise, everything else is offline. So. This is the guild master, so he doesn't really do a whole bunch. I think he like gives you licenses later on in the game where you can take on different quests, like major quests. And of course, you got a camera, so you can take pictures. And now we go back outside to talk to the quest maidens, so we can actually start getting into the gameplay a little bit. Actually take on some missions. And this is the Kohoot, which I don't usually do or really make a big deal out of making different names and stuff. We'll go ahead and, I guess, do a quest. Of course, this is just a basics quest. Helps you understand how to move, combat mechanics, because there's different weapons, so. Now this is kind of unique. They don't do this in the normal other Monster Hunter games with specialized intros with dialogue. So it's pretty unique. So it's telling you to move. Just give you the rundown. So I'm going to skip all this because I already know everything about that, what he's asking. So you just hold RB to dash. And he's going to ask you to talk to him. So now you learn more about wire bugs. So upward. There you go. Now your buddies will come, so hold B all the way down and you'll jump on your Palamute, your dog. You can dash with them, and then you can do a faster dash. The right trigger button is how to jump. You just have to keep talking to them throughout the map. If you look at the bottom left-hand corner, that's your map, and then that little red target is where this character that you have to keep talking to is. That's where your, I guess, main objective marker is. So, and now we have some enemies. So draw your weapon. We're using Longsword, and that's it. So pretty easy. And just keep following. Keep talking to him. And once you go to the map, so get off your dog, your Palamute, and you want to go to the map. Which should be right there. So, and then you press A and it warps you back to the map, or the beginning of the map, your base camp. And now the main objective is done. So, and now you just wait 20 seconds and then you'll be returned back to your village. Most quests are, I don't want to say significantly harder than this. I mean, they are, because this is just a tutorial video and tutorial quest. But you'll get a lot into the combat parts of the game later on. Actually, right now, because now all the tutorial quests are pretty much done. You just go down the list and pick a quest, depart, and it's just kind of rinse and repeat, which can get kind of, I don't want to say boring, because it doesn't really necessarily get boring. It gets repetitive after a while. It's kind of like a grind. So you'll definitely probably, do a couple quests and maybe say, all right, well, maybe I want to do a different game or do something like that, which after a while, it does get that way. Another thing, they probably will tell you later in the game, you have a sharpness bar. If you look up in the top left-hand corner, there's a green bar, which is your health bar, yellow bar, which is your stamina, and then there's that weapon-looking bar, which is your sharpness bar. That bar is your weapon sharpness. It goes down every single time you attack something. After a while, it'll get down to different colors. So right now I have red, orange, and yellow. Yellow being the sharpest that I have right now. And after a while, it gets down to red. Your weapon will start bouncing off. So that's kind of a mechanic of the game. And this quest has me fighting some of these local monsters. Izuchi, I think they're called. That's what it says. I might have butchered that. But you just kill however many you need to. It says I need to slay 8 of them, so. And then once you kill a monster, slay a monster, you want to carve its parts. The important part of Monster Hunter is making armor and weapons, because as you progress through the game, the monsters will get progressively harder and stronger, faster, and you need to be able to have certain types of armor and weapons to combat them. So you need to carve as many materials as you can. My kind of rule of thumb, if you will, is if you kill a monster, slay it, you want to carve its parts. And I usually, it doesn't matter how big or small the monster is, I'll carve its parts just in case I need those materials later on in the road. Because you don't carry these parts with you all the time. You put them in like a resource storage box of type, and that basically will hold a lot of parts. I'm not sure exactly on the number. It's probably like a couple hundred, and you'll use the materials as necessary. We're about halfway through right now, so 4 out of 8. And there goes another one. Now, I did say earlier there were a couple different weapon classes. Right now I'm using the Longsword. There are numerous melee weapons that each one has their unique features, their flaws. Longsword, if you want to make this game pretty, I wouldn't say easy, but manageable, but pretty much easy, Longsword is the way to go. It's by far the most beginner, user-friendly. I'll probably do a Longsword tutorial, separate video from this. Even though I'm showing off some of the moves, there are some beginner moves, intermediate, and then advanced moves with the Longsword. I'll show you guys kind of my tips and tricks on how to use the Longsword. Granted, I'm not perfect with it. I'm gonna, miss a whole bunch and make mistakes. It's fine, but I'm pretty good with him. I've been using Longsword for a while, but it's not my main weapon I usually use. But it's very, very overpowered, essentially, in this game. So. And now we are down to 7, so one more monster to slay, and we'll finish this quest up. And if you are wondering how I'm tracking these monsters down, if you look on the mini-map at the bottom left-hand side, the red dots are your key target monsters. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing a hunt, or if you're doing a gathering mission. Sometimes there's a gathering mission. There's those red dots will point out what material you're supposed to gather. So, and as you can see, there goes 2 more, and then there's 3 more in the next zone. But we don't need to fight that many, so. And there you go. So, quest complete. And it's going to give you that it'll give you that little victory fanfare every single time you complete a quest. So, and we'll carve just to see what we get. And you can, within that 50 or 60 second time frame, you can continue to gather resources, hunt, and take materials. That's what I like to do. After your 60 seconds, you go back to your village, and that's it. Real quick, these lilies right here, jewel lilies, we don't have any great wire bugs yet, but those are pretty important for later in game. They really help you propel throughout the map and cover a lot of ground really fast. So, and we'll talk about that in a later video or later in this video. And quest complete. It does this every single time. If you want to speed that up, there's actually a little tip I can show you on the next quest I do. There's actually a little thing you can do to make that screen speed up, and you won't have to waste time on the quest complete little scene, if you want to call it that. I guess I'll start up I'll do another quest just to show you guys what I'm talking about. This is another hunting quest, but if you look at it, it's a completely different monster. This time we're fighting the Jagras or Jagras. These guys right here. And again, we have to slay 8 of them. And 1 down. Small monsters, pretty easy to fight. There are big monsters though. Those are your, if you want to call them boss monsters, that's what they are. They have a substantial more amount of health, and they also do a substantial amount more of damage. So definitely keep that in mind, and it'll show on the mini map as well. Gather from this guy. It'll show from the mini map as well. Boss monsters, or large monsters as they call them. And there goes another one. And he's gone. Where's he going? Alright, well, I'll just carve your buddy up. I definitely have noticed with this game, as well as the newer Monster Hunter, so Monster Hunter World was the previous Monster Hunter, the AI can sometimes do weird stuff. Not necessarily bad stuff, but just weird stuff. And we will continue hunting. We're halfway through this quest, so 4 out of 8. There's another one. And that guy's gone. Now we only got 2 more. These quests, the beginning quests, are fairly easy. Obviously they're meant to be that way because you really don't want to start a game off too hard. They're more so introductory, just really let you feel the basics out, feel movement, get accustomed to running, jumping, wire bugs, combat, and overall, I mean, you really shouldn't have too much issues with these beginning quests. And there you go. So, second quest complete. Pretty easy. Like I said, these are just introductory. Ooh, a shiny. We'll just go ahead and carve up the rest of these guys. And I'll show you guys the tips or little trick that I do to basically make the end little cinematic, if you will, not show up. That way it doesn't waste that much time. Which you don't have to do it, obviously, if you don't mind watching that little cinematic or whatever. So you do this, and then you hold, or press B, rather, if you're on the Xbox controller. I'm using an Xbox Elite controller. You guys can probably hear it. But basically you just wire bug and press the B button, and it'll hold you up. And if, as you notice, it didn't do the little end cinematic with your companions. It doesn't do that, so. Alright, so we'll do these last two level 1 quests. Both of these are gathering quests, so these last two. So as you can see on the bottom left hand side, you have all those green dots, and that's what he's saying right there. You have those green dots, that's what's telling you your items that you have to gather. Those are count items, so all you gotta do is gather 8 of the unique mushroom for this quest, and just like the other quests, they'll be finished pretty quick. Something to note, or I guess take note of, you won't always find at those green dots the item you're required. So in this quest, it's asking for unique mushrooms, which is right here. If you look at it, unique item, mushroom colony, you might not always get a unique mushroom out of here. So we got 2 of them, but sometimes it might give you like a choice mushroom or some other type of mushroom, which isn't what you need, so it won't fulfill the quest criteria. So just a little something to keep in mind in case you're wondering that, you know, if you go to all 8 green dots and you're like, hey, why isn't it completing? I did it. Well, you didn't do all 8 of the requirements for the quest. So another thing is, if you look, you can climb walls. It does drain your stamina, so that yellow bar up there, like I said, stamina bar, it is going to go down, but that recovers. And as you can see, also, I said choice mushroom earlier. I was right on the money with that. So we're getting unique mushrooms and choice mushrooms from there. And now it's talking about jewel lilies, so and we can't plant any yet, but there will be a player or NPC later in the game, or not too far actually from here, that will give you jewel lily bugs, and you can plant one, and it'll permanently be there for the rest of the game. So just a little helpful hint. But we'll go ahead and climb. Oh, alright, so this is a little, I wouldn't say Easter egg, but a little added thing they've added to this game. There's relics. If you find them, they're worth points, which I can explain in a different video. There's a little bit of a, I guess, lore with it. It's just stuff that you'll be able to use in-game items that are unique and helpful in certain ways. Especially if you're a completionist. Another thing, there's resource gathering points. So this is a mining outcrop. You just press B and you'll get different materials. It's random. It's like RNG based. So sometimes you might need a specific item and it doesn't give you it. You know, don't freak out. It's RNG. You'll get it eventually, more than likely. But we'll just go ahead and climb up here. And there should be, oh, there goes another unique mushroom colony. This should be near the end. Alright, so we need one more. So one more mushroom, or unique mushroom, and that'll be it. And I see a unique colony right there. Just go up to it. Oh. And I missed completely. Great. Alright, so jump up there. Jump up there again. We're going to use some stamina. And there we go. So hopefully this will give us our unique mushroom. And it does. So main objective complete. And what you'll notice with gathering quests, you don't have 60 seconds. You get like 20. So it's way less time to walk around and do stuff. I'll go ahead and float again, do that little trick. And as you notice, it's way quicker to do this. I find it convenient to just go ahead and skip that last little cinematic, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. So, and characters that want to talk to you, they're going to have a bit of dialogue above their head or above their character. Depending on the color is kind of who it is and what they want. Blue is Elder Fugan. He gives you like special tickets. Also, there's delivery quests, which if the character talking to you wants a special delivery, you'll have to deliver the item that they are seeking. So. I'm just going to go ahead and skip most of this dialogue because I've already done most of it, so. Red dialogue is usually for your urgent quests, so you'll get an urgent quest. And that's how you progress through the game. So I can see up top, village quests, urgent quests. So if you want to proceed past the level 1, which is like your tutorial, you go to your urgent quest, and it says hunt the Great Izuchi. I guess that's how you pronounce it. And we'll go ahead and depart from the quest and try to take it on. And since this is the first time I'm fighting it, it has this little cinematic. Definitely a unique monster. It's got like a sword for a tail, or a hook, like a sword hook, I guess, if you want to. Alright, so for this quest, you're going to notice that there's a question mark on the map, and it's moving. That is the monster you're looking for. Also, if you notice in the top right hand corner, there's a question mark, and if you press the R stick down, RS, the question mark will glow or unglow. You want it glowed up, that way you can target the monster when you see it. And we're about to see it right over here, because this is where it's at. So there it is right there. It's just a little bit bigger version of the smaller Izuchis. But it does have a lot more health, so. And it does have a little bit more, damage output. One thing to take note, sometimes big monsters will drop those little shiny objects. Basically, that's a predetermined chance item for either a free material, so I pick it up, and it says Great Izuchi Hide. It can be different things. It's not always the same. And you also sometimes get them for breaking parts on a monster. So if you notice, this monster, he has his tail, and certain monsters you can cut off their tails. This monster, I believe you can break the tail. So I'm going to try to show you guys this. Definitely want to dodge that attack. That's one of his stronger attacks. And now he's mad. So monsters that get enraged, they start to deal more damage, they move faster, they're just overall more dangerous. You have to be careful. With him, you'll be able to tell that he's enraged because his breathing, you can see his breath actually. It's got that little like white smoke coming out, so that's kind of a telltale sign. Oh, dived over there. Another thing to kind of take note is it's really important. Oh, I broke a part. It's important to tell a monster whenever a monster is pretty much using a really strong attack, your character will tell you that they're about to make a strong attack. As you can see earlier, though, I broke that part, so and it told me if I did. Also, if you remember me telling you guys about the sharpness of your blade, you saw that my sharpness went down a level, so I had to use a whetstone to sharpen it. So that's what I just did. And that is in your bottom menu. You just select over to whetstone, and that's it. Let's go ahead and continue. And now he's running, so you want to chase him. Oh, alright. Oh, there's a shiny right there. I thought I saw a shiny. Yeah, hide. So, monsters, after a certain amount of time in the area or a certain amount of damage, they will actually run away from you. Whether it's because they're hungry, sometimes they need to eat. Sometimes they need to sleep if you damage them enough and they're really hurt, they need to sleep. Or other times it's just to leave an area. So missed that completely. Alright, now he's down. So whenever a monster gets knocked down like this, you definitely want to take advantage of it. The more hits you can get in, the better, obviously, while avoiding his regular attacks. Oh, and he's doing a strong attack. Nope, and he's not because my Palico just hit him, which is great. And it broke his tail. If you notice, his tail has some damage on it now. It's because his tail's broke. So just keep doing damage. You know, if you get hurt, that's fine. Once you get hurt a certain amount, obviously you faint. You don't die in this game per se. You faint. You can only faint a total of 3 times. Once you faint 3 times, the quest is over, and that's it. You just restart the quest to try it again. Which if you faint 3 times, don't get discouraged. Just try to reattack essentially the monster that you fought, and just learn their attack patterns. Not like I said, not every monster is the same. Some of them are really strong, some of them are fast. This one's pretty easy. It's meant to be a beginner monster. Oh, now he attacked me. He actually hit me there. That's the first time I got hit this whole fight actually, which is kind of surprising. And if you notice, oh, got hit again. If you notice, the sharpness just keeps going down, and you have to sharpen. You want to keep your weapon sharp. That way, it doesn't bounce off. Yeah, he should almost be dead. Oh, yep. Speak of the devil. There you go. So, quest complete. That was the first large monster we fought. Not too hard. Like I said, he's a beginner monster, definitely. And you just carve him up. You get 3 carves out of normal large monsters, so you're going to notice that I have 3 different carves. You get 3 different items from each one. They're not always the same. It's all RNG based. So sometimes you'll get the same item 3 times in a row. Sometimes you'll get 2 of the same item and 1 different. Sometimes you'll get 3 different items. It just completely depends on what the RNG gives you. And then, like I said before, you'll get 60 seconds to, do whatever for 60 seconds. Goof around, collect, resources, whatnot, and then you'll go back to the village. and this is all your rewards that you get. So I just always go to the very bottom where it says sell all, take all. I just take all. It automatically goes to your item box, so you don't have to worry about it disappearing or something like that. And now that we completed it, the Elder gives you permission to tackle 2-star quests. So now you go to the Quest Maiden, go to Village Quest, and if you notice, we're no longer on 1 and 2 star, or 1 star, we're on 1 and 2. So if you go to 2 star, you have a lot more quests, and some of them are a little bit more challenging. Like this one, Hunting the Zuros, that's like a bear. It's a big monster. Some of them are going to be, delivering quests just like earlier. But if you notice, the little red X icon next to the quest, that is the key required quest for going to the next star level, so 3 star. So you need to do these quests right here to be able to progress, which it's so far 0 out of 3. So you only need to do 3 of these to go to the next one. But it's good to also just complete all the quests altogether. With that though, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I don't know when exactly I'll be shooting the next video, but in the next video we'll probably finish off the level 1 quest and start tackling the 2-star quest. So with that, that's it.